This is nothing less than a financial coup. Some of the world's most powerful banks are working together to pull off this secret operation. There is Citibank and Goldman Sachs. You might think that XRP is just another coin that could reach $10,000 or even $20,000. But the papers we've seen point to a much more ambitious plan. By 2026, XRP will be worth $100,000 each. This isn't just a guess or a guessy forecast. This is an out, and it's already moving. And the papers show that the biggest banks on Wall Street are using a complex financial tool called the leveraged buyout LBO to reach this crazy price goal for XRP. This isn't just an easy way to invest. It's a well thought out move that could have big effects on regular investors. Let me quickly explain what an LBO is if you have never heard of it before. A leveraged buyout is an investment plan in which an individual borrows a large sum of money to buy an asset, in this case XRP, and then uses the asset as security to repay the debt. In this way, they can handle big positions while putting only a small amount of their own money at risk. The surprise that most people don't see is this. The LBO plan calls for using your pension funds, which are your hard-earned retirement savings, to pay for the whole thing. This means that the money you saved for the future is being used in risky financial deals. Siguri deals. You may think your pension is safe and sound, but Wall Street is now betting on it to make the price of XRP go up falsely. Your financial future is at risk with this risky plan, and most of the time, you won't even know it or agree with it. Behind the scenes, these funds are investing in XRP, which sets up Wall Street to make a lot of money as the price goes up. You, as a regular trader, risk being left with the crumbs if the plan falls apart or the market changes. A lot is at stake, but most people don't even know they're in it. The first step in this complicated and well thought out plan is to corner the swaps market, which needs to be done with great accuracy and a lot of money. Big banks like Goldman Sachs and Citibank will use complicated financial swaps to control and even change the amount of XRP available on the market. This will give them power they've never had before. Derivatives are complex financial tools that get their value from an asset that they are based on. In this case, XRP, which lets institutions bet on how prices will change without actually having the asset. The big banks plan to lock up a big chunk of the XRP supply by using these powerful tools. This will limit access and make it nearly impossible for regular investors to buy at fair prices or even join the market. Because of this strong market cornering, there will be a huge supply shock, where demand is much higher than supply. XRP's value went through the roof, reaching all-time highs. It is just manipulating the market. When there are fewer goods to buy, the price goes up naturally, and the people who are in charge stand to gain a lot. XRP value goes up artificially, putting it on a dramatic road toward $100,000 and making it hard for regular investors to keep up. Their second step is even worse than the first. This time, they're going after short sellers who are often blamed for market chaos, even though they're an important part of how markets work. A person who borrows a commodity, like XRP, and then sells it on the open market in the hopes that the price will go down is called short selling. Then, if it does, they can buy it back for less, give it back to the seller, and keep the difference as profit. Although it's risky, this is a common move for people who are betting against a certain product. The big banks know that many buyers don't think XRP will go up in value, but this is where the real trickery starts. It is said that Goldman Sachs and Citibank are planning to sue these short sellers if the price moves against them. They will use the law as a tool. Short sellers will have to close out their positions because of these aggressive cases, often at a huge loss. This legal squeeze will set off a chain reaction that will make people who are betting against XRP even more scared, which will drive the price up even more. This is a planned move to make the price go through the roof, making everyone in the market rush to buy at ridiculously high prices in order to avoid losing even more money. They are essentially setting up a standard short squeeze, which means that anyone who bet against XRP has to buy it back at much higher prices. This supports the rally and leaves short sellers with no way out. The third step is to start a global financial shift by introducing central bank digital currencies, or CBDC. This is where XRP job as a bridge currency comes in handy. The Federal Reserve and other central banks around the world are working on their own digital currencies. XRP is being marketed as the legal way for these currencies to talk to each other. This means that XRP will be used to make it easier for different CBDC to do business across borders. This will create a huge demand for the coin. The price of XRP will go through the roof as countries and financial institutions rush to get it. Once it becomes a major player in the global financial system, people have already told us that the Federal Reserve has been talking about making XRP the official digital currency bridge. Leaked Bank for International Settlements notes prove this. In the present day, more than 130 countries are talking about XRP as a possible base for CBDC payments. The way money works around the world is about to change, and XRP is at the center of that change. But here's the really cool part. This is not something that will happen in the future. It's happening now and getting worse faster than anyone knows. The financial elite are getting ready for the price of XRP to soar to unimaginable heights. You may be thinking, how can I stay safe in this crazy world? The truth is that banks will take a cut of your gains as they raise the price of XRP. They are going to change the market and make money off of your pension plans, while you only get a small piece of the pie. But there is a way to fight back and keep from becoming Wall Street's exit liquidity. That's why the answer is pretty easy. You can buy XRP without going through a bank or a centralized exchange, which will take a cut of your income. This means staying away from the old school systems that control the flow of cryptocurrency. For that, you should use a decentralized market, DEX, which lets you buy XRP from other users. No need for an agent. When you use a DEX, you avoid the fees, and to be honest, the chance of being hacked that comes with controlled exchanges. We're going to show you how to set up and use a DEX to buy XRP, making sure you keep as much of your income as possible and protect your investment. Don't forget that the price of XRP could go well above $100,000 once it is fully integrated into the global financial system as the bridge currency for digital currencies issued by central banks. Still, that time is coming quickly, and there are only so many XRP coins out there. If you buy more XRP now, you will be in a better situation when the price goes up. Do not wait until it's too late. Make sure you have XRP now before the big banks raise the price and make it impossible for most investors to buy. There's no doubt that the business world is changing quickly, and if you don't move now, you might miss the chance of a lifetime. The goal for Wall Street is to get XRP to $100,000 by 2026. The plan is already in train. The real question, though, is whether you'll be the one who gains or the one who gets it wrong. Now is the time to act. Keep your valuables safe, learn the game, and plan for the future. Thanks for listening to this informational talk about the hidden plan to get XRP to $100,000. If you learned something new about money from this movie, please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more insider news. What do you think about Wall Street's secret XRP pump? Leave your thoughts below, and don't forget to protect your money. Will there be a change in the way you handle your money? Please keep in mind that I am not a licensed financial planner. The information in these movies is only meant to be entertaining. Before making any financial decisions, I always tell my viewers to do their own study